I really struggled, Jeremy, because you alluded to what I think is right, which is that there are four guys that separated themselves from the rest. They're all named on BA's updated top 100 list, which dropped today. So I'll name what position they're in there just as a point of interest. But they're all very different, like different level, different position, different kind of point in their career. So
Yep.
number one overall, I went for catcher Jefferson Caro. He was number 43 on BA's list. Just a quick summary here, 22 years old. The reason I was between him and one other prospect who I'm sure we'll get to, but he performed well at Double A. He has the catching part of the skill set absolutely down. The arm and the fielding grades are a plus. Hit 262, 339, 440 at Double A, 10% walk rate, 17% strikeout rate. That's pretty nice in both of those categories. 16 home runs in 90 games before a shoulder injury put him on the shelf for a whole heap of time in 2020.
All of the year, the whole year.
So here was my pick for number one. Why don't we pause so you can talk about your guy, and then we'll kind of debate back and forth because maybe we're disagreeing right off the jump.
Yeah, I don't have the same guy. One thing that I say a lot is I'll always, maybe not always, but quite often I err on the side of upside. That's me. So I will take guys that are like, hey, is it too early to rank them that high? And for
you're going Mate?
Yes, Jesus Mate, number one, 17 years old, has not made it stateside yet, which kind of goes against some of my rules, but 331, 458, 554. Okay. 21 extra base hits, including 6 home runs, 28 stolen bases. And the big one for me is in 51 games, 39 walks, 28 strikeouts.
Yep.
And plays a premium position. Right now, playing shortstop, I feel like he's probably going to be more likely to be a third baseman. Again, he's 17. Is the power going to come? It's hard to say. The floor is not. The floor is significantly lower than these other three guys that we'll talk about.
Yep.
What the ceiling is, could he be in the majors at an age younger than any of these other guys that we're going to talk about who are not in the majors, right? So 17 years old, the Brewers did this last year, 19 years old and made it to the majors, right? Like, is Mate within 2 years? That's hard to say, but there's a shot.
So let me. So I had Mate at 2, and so let me add on a couple of points to what you said, and then I'm going to let you know why I didn't rank him at number 1 overall, and you can tell me if you think that's at least a fair kind of consideration. So for what it's worth, in BA's list, which dropped today, they had him at 17 as opposed to Caro's 43. So they're absolutely siding with you. They graded out his tools as a 60 for everything except fielding, which they gave a 50, which is wild. And so I do want to hit on this and reiterate this because I'm in agreement with you, Jeremy. It just comes down to like a slight difference of opinion about right now. The ceiling here is the number 1 overall prospect in baseball for Jesus Mate.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about if he hits. It's Jackson Churio-esque. You ran through all of his stats. That translated into an 18% walk rate and just a 13% strikeout rate, 169 WRC plus,